Hello and welcome here to Talk SCB and welcome back to the channel, guys. For today's video, we are of course going to be talking about the upcoming match Thursday. It is a massive one against Real Sociedad, and I'm not going to beat about the bush here because honestly, the mood is terrible. Coming into this game, I think the negativity, it has seeped into our fan base right now and all around Barca as a club. And that really saddens me. That really does pain me because I know that we've lost 2 games. I know that we've had a rough and a bad 7 days. It hasn't been good. I'm not hiding that. But I think the dramatic shift that we've seen in emotion, in feeling towards the players and indeed our coach, I think it's staggering. I really do. And I really hope that in this game, Barca, the players, can pick themselves back up. We have to do that and hit back with a big performance to silence the haters. Because as you can see, coming into this game, let's start straight away with the predictions. Because look at that. That for me is incredible. The turnaround, how quickly everything has changed. The majority right now believing that heading into Thursday's game, Barca will lose to Real Sociedad. 37% in favour of a Real Sociedad win. And I just think with this club right now, it's always one extreme or the other. That's what it feels like. And I know for many of us, that is so difficult to keep up with at times. Because when we're doing well, you know, when Xavi was getting the results and we were banging in the goals, many people were saying then, Barca are one of the best teams in the world. You know, we can win the Champions League. Xavi Hernandez is the new Pep Guardiola. But then on the other extreme, when something goes badly, when we get a few difficult results, then it's completely the other way. Then we say, we got no hope. This is a terrible team. We've got terrible players and we're making no progress. And I just think, guys, why can't we just find here a bit of middle ground? Why can't we actually say here, yes, in the past game, in the past 2 games, we haven't been good. We will need to improve. We can all see that. We can all understand that. But at the same time also say, we respect what this team has been doing. We give appreciation for the fact that actually we went on an incredible run. And I actually think here Xavi is a victim of his own success. Because when Ronald Koeman was sacked, guys, for the rest of the season, if you were told, okay, we're going to go to Real Madrid, we're going to beat them 4-0. We're going to play Atletico Madrid, we're going to hit 4 past them too. We're going to go away to Napoli, we're going to hit 4 past them as well. We would have all taken that. We would have all taken that kind of football. And I think if anything, the only thing Xavi has really done wrong in this time is delivered too much too soon, because we could never have imagined those kind of results a few months previously. We got them. Now we've had a dip. Now we've had some poor results. But come on, let's keep the faith. When Xavi arrived, we all said we'd give him time. We would give him patience. We would get behind him as a young coach with a young squad. It was easy to say that then, but now it's time to prove it. Because of course now, if we do move on to the possible team selection, that's going to be the really important factor in this game. Let's first of all look at the squad list for the match. And the big news is Gerard Piqué is back in the squad, returning there alongside Araujo. Sadly, still no room for Ansu Fati yet. And I also just want to say, guys, people wanted to see Jutgla, Abde, Alejandro Balde all starting in this game, but none of them are in the squad. So what we have to do now is stay realistic in what we can expect. And I honestly don't expect Xavi to just tear everything up. Many people wanted, 10 changes to the starting 11. We're not going to see that. We're not going to see Xavi here rip up all the work that he was doing. We may see a few changes, and I think we should see a few changes. But obviously we have to remember, Xavi can only deal, really, with the players that he has. Because first of all, when you're looking at the possible starting lineup, those 2 returns there at centre-back, that is massive. You cannot put a price there on that experience, on that quality coming in. Piqué and Araujo, what an upgrade that is on Eric Garcia and Clement Longley. That should really help us there, solidify that defensive area. And then alongside them, what do you do? Because on the left side, I can fully understand recently people criticising Jordi Alba. I can understand that perfectly. He's had 2 bad games, coming off a good run. To be fair, when Xavi came in, he upped his level, he upped his game. He was one of our best players in the team throughout that fantastic period that we had. But I honestly believe he he's probably a bit tired. This is a guy right now who is 33 years old, and yet he plays every game, because he has to play every game. We do not have a like-for-like replacement at left-back, and that's not Xavi's fault. He wanted one in January. That's the club's fault for not providing the squad with adequate cover. But at the same time, would you then look to maybe play Dest at left-back, and then Dani Alves at right-back? Would you switch things over in that area? That would give Jordi Alba a bit of rest. Or is this not the game to do that? And will we indeed see Jordi Alba starting again on that left side? If that is the case, I think Dest probably will start on the right, but I wouldn't be surprised at all if Dani Alves were to come in to change things up. We all know as well that Dest has been struggling a little bit with those injury problems over the past few games, so that's the defence there that I think is much improved with Piqué and Araujo. In midfield, a lot of people again want to get rid of Sergio Busquets. I think whenever the team goes on a bit of a bad run of form, whether there's one or two games where we've not been good, everybody wants Busquets straight out the team, but again, I don't see that happening. I think he is going to start there in midfield. He's going to be that base, because once again we say, who's the like-for-like replacement? Do you want to play Nico there? Do you want to play Frankie there? Neither of those players are natural single pivots in a Barcelona team, so it's difficult. It is not easy right now to just change things overnight. And then alongside him, one of the players who I would look to right now and say, actually, we need more, and we need more consistency, it is Frankie de Jong. Because I think we all said against Eintracht Frankfurt, we missed him in the team. We wanted him out there from the start. It was such a shame that didn't happen, and we really do miss his presence. But then against Cadiz, it's a bad performance. It is not a good display from Frankie. He will know that, and we all know how much more he can do. We all know that this guy, when he's at his best, he walks through teams. He can absolutely dominate that area of the field, and that is what Xavi will be demanding of him right now. But he's not alone, because the other player that I would also call out, and I know many people will want me to do this, but this is not why I'm doing it. I just think in general, Ferran Torres recently has not been good enough, and that is fine to say. But I honestly think right now, Ferran, one of the most hated Barca players I have ever seen. I've been doing this for a long time now, many years with the videos, and I don't think I've ever seen anybody get quite the criticism and the real hatred going his way as Ferran Torres does. And look, I can accept he's not been good recently, and he needs to improve, but I would also say, you know what? Maybe he's a bit tired. Since he arrived from Manchester City, he came straight back from an injury, played every single game, almost every single minute, and I think Xavi does need to take it upon himself here to say, okay, we need to rest Ferran. But the problem is, who do you bring in? Because many people then will turn around and say, well, play Memphis on the left. But didn't you see Memphis against Cadiz? How can we say that Ferran was ineffective, but at the same time say, yeah, let's play Memphis, because they produced the same? Their impact on the game was very minimal. And even then, Adama Traore, because many people will say, well, play Adama then, bring him into the starting lineup, make sure you put Ferran on the bench. But if you do that, then Adama has to start on the right-hand side. That's the only flank that he can play on. And then, of course, Dembele must be pushed over to the left, where honestly, I don't believe that he has the same impact on that side. So yes, you can start Adama Traore, but Dembele's performance then would probably be impacted by that. And that's why I would try something different. Actually here, I wouldn't play Memphis, I wouldn't play Ferran, I would play Gavi on the left side. I would have Nico in midfield. And what I would actually try and do in this game is strangle the midfield area. I'd try and get on top of Real Sociedad, dominate the ball, make sure we're nicely in their half, and have everything under control. And then in attack, I would simply rely on the combination that we've seen between Dembele and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. I think from those two, Aubameyang needs to put those chances away that we've seen him have over these past two games. He was doing phenomenally well, but that finishing touch recently has just evaded him. And even Dembele, guys, as much as he has been one of our best performing players, and I admit that, he still needs to score more. We still need more goals from Dembele in a game like the other night against Cadiz, where we're looking for one, where we're looking to somebody who can get us over the line. He has the quality and he has so much ability in the final third that one league goal, that's not enough. Dembele can do so much more than that in front of goal, and that is what we will need to get us through this difficult period. But I just hope in this game, guys, that whatever the team is, whoever goes out there, whatever lineup Xavi opts with in the end, I just hope we win. Because I think with all the work that we've been doing, with all the improvement that we have been showing, we've come to a standstill recently. We've had a bump in the road, but that can happen. To any team in the world, no matter how good you are, you can still lose a game. You can still lose 2 games. What we have to do now is bounce back. Let's get this win. Let's get back on the good path and take a huge step towards securing that top 4 finish? Please let me know all of your thoughts in the comments down below. How would you line up if you were Xavi? Looking at the options that he has at his disposal, what would you do in this game? Let me know that down below. Let's hope that on Thursday we can all have something to celebrate. I will see you guys, and I thank you as always for all of your support and for coming back today, even during these negative times. I will see you soon. But until next time, as always, Visca El Barça.